Hello there, and welcome to the Largely Unemployed channel. If you came from the 97% of my audience that is familiar with my gaming videos, welcome. If you're from that one DIY vape video that went mega viral, I'm sorry. Anyway, today we're going to be dipping our toes back into the DIY space and fixing this phone. This is a Huawei Mate 10 Pro, and as some of you may know, I now live in South Korea. I am South African, so that's where I bought this thing. Xi Jinping has been a close friend of mine for 8 years. That's how long I have had this Huawei. It's worked really well for that entire time, and it was pretty much indestructible for the majority of it, right up until about a week ago, where I dropped it the total distance of 13 centimeters, and it exploded. So, unfortunately, our Huawei is now dead.
We don't talk no more!
Thankfully, I knew I could get it fixed, so I took it to all the Huawei repair centers in Seoul. I do mean it, literally every single one of them. And none of them would take it. They all said no, they all said we don't fix Huawei in South Korea. It's all Samsung or LG or nothing. So, we're just gonna fix it ourselves. Also, don't worry, I'm fine. My cat's just entered heat for the first time, and she's really not happy about the situation. You can see my face. Hello! Hello, everybody! It is me! I'm in the video now. Okay, what was I doing? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pop off the cover on this bad boy so we can get an idea of what it looks like on the inside. And before we go any further, just shout out to this random Chinese cover I found also at AliExpress about 4 years ago. It has taken a hell of a beating up until this point and honestly has done a great job. I think this thing finally failed because I took off the screen protector and I have not been cautious with it at all. After 8 years of abuse and, you know, it just carrying on, I really thought it was indestructible. Hubris once again comes for us all. Alright, so let's get that over to the side and take a look at what we've got to work on today. This is a very greasy phone that has a sealed back cover. It is one of the ones that is allegedly water resistant. I've actually taken this thing into the shower multiple times. Not good for you, wouldn't recommend it, but it did survive. So I do believe that the seal is intact. I don't think it's going to be after today because I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to have to go ahead and break that seal. In order to do that, we have two tools we're going to use. The first is this little kit of separation parts I found on AliExpress. I will be linking all of the pieces I found in the description if you'd like to try this yourself. I think it goes without saying that this is not a tutorial, but, you know. The second piece of the puzzle today is going to be a hairdryer. I don't have a heat gun with me here. I do have one at my workshop back home, but unfortunately in Korea they're very expensive and I don't really need it for anything else. So we're going to be using this to heat up the glue that is around the rim here, and then using the separation tools to lever it apart and get that back cover off. So I'm going to get started on that. Go Gadget time lapse. Alright, does that do it? Let's have a look. So as for tools here, what have we got? We've got a little sort of extracting scalpel thingy. We've got a large, slightly broader one. Trio of screwdrivers with different end tips. That makes sense. A suction cup. I'm assuming that's to pull the cover off once we get it. So I'm going to attach that now. And then some guitar picks for hitting some slick riffs later. Alright, so let's try and get this in there. And I am seeing some separation. That does appear to be working. I think we need a little bit more. I'm cautious of overheating this thing. There we go. We got it. Okay, there we go. We managed to get it under. And now we can use this to do the final separation, I believe. Yes, that does appear to be working. Oh, excellent. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, and I broke the back cover. No surprises there. I get the impression I'm pulling off the wrong piece here. Again, not a tutorial. Let's just give it some more love. Okay, a little bit of damage to the base, but honestly not as much as I thought I'd see, given how bad I am at this, and how I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, so it looks like what happened is I was going not below the glue strip. I was sort of cutting above it into the glass pane itself. It was a bit of a disaster, but that's okay. And there we go, we've got the phone open. Alright, so that's alright. I'll just have to order another backplate. That's okay. At this point, you know, sunk cost fallacy has fully kicked in. We're just committed to repairing this thing as much as possible. Okay, so it looks like we do have a little ribbon we're going to have to remove to extract the back panel. And I believe part of that is going to include that fingerprint sensor, which is something I wanted to replace, by the way. So let's have a quick look here. There's a tiny little bracket here we're going to have to pop open. I think we might want to change camera angles in a second here. Okay, with that cover removed, we can remove this bracket. Perfect. And of course, we can pop open the final piece. That little ribbon connector. Okay, nice. So that is done. There we go. Successful. So now we've got to take out the rest of these components, and I've got to be very careful with doing this. There are 5 screws at the base of the phone here, which you've got to get off, and I do see there are some screws up near the camera. I'm not sure which ones I need to take off in which order, but I can see that this has a ribbon connector attached to it. So let's start with that and see what we need to do next. Okay, the back cover screws have been removed, and it looks like it is now free to move, so let's just gently pull that up. I don't know where else it's being attached, if anywhere. It does not look like there are other attachment points, so we're going to do this carefully. This machine is a marvel of microengineering. Look at this. It's all so well fitted and placed in. It's genuinely incredible. I mean, wow, look how... I mean, that's just like the exact right shape and size. I know that's what engineering is. You're all going to laugh at me. But I'm impressed by small things, okay? So now we have, I believe these are an antenna, actually, that run along the rim of the phone. That's where you're getting your mobile signals from, and there seems to be a secondary one here. It looks like we're going to have to remove those in order to pull up the board, as well as these ribbon cables that connect the battery to the base of the board and the charging circuit. That's the charging circuit there, I'm pretty sure. No. And let's take off these ribbon cables, the battery connectors. There we go, that's 1. That's 2. Now, how do you think we remove this? Is this also just levered up, the charging circuit? I can't imagine it's that easy, right? I'm just going to remove more screws until everything comes apart. I think I've gotten off all the retaining screws for this segment, so I guess we should now try and lever it up. Don't really know... Oh, that's definitely coming off there. Okay, and there's little plastic clips holding it into the frame. Hey, there we go. Another bracket removed. This appears to be doubling as a heatsink, too. Let me see if I can improve the colors for you a bit. There we go. That appears to be a little bit more visible. I wish the resolution was higher. Unfortunately, it's just not. Okay, so now we've got this open, I believe we can take off our batteries. Can you tell I don't do DIY videos very often? Is this as garbage for you as it feels like it is for me? Okay, so where and how does one safely remove a battery? Is that an attachment point I can pull up? I'm really cautious about damaging a lithium battery.
Don't the battery.
I think it's glued in. Okay, this is a bit dangerous to mess around with. I don't think I'm going to be a fool. I think I'm going to quickly look up how to remove this battery.
Lift gently the device's...
Okay, I must now lift gently the device's motherboard. There we go. That took a bit of time, but I figured out what I'd done wrong. You're supposed to move the SIM card tray first. The SIM card tray sits inside this slot right over here, and what has happened is the motherboard was latched in and completely free-falling, but I hadn't removed this, and so it was pulling up against this guy right here. It just took a little bit of time and some careful playing back and forth. There's about a 1% chance this thing still works after that, but oh well, you know what? We move. Now, I did notice when I removed everything, I managed to desolder one of the little antenna pins right there. It should be attached to the silver wire still. The black wire? Might be the black wire. Yeah, you can see the little connector still on there, so I'm going to have to reattach that. Hopefully that's the Wi-Fi and not the GPRS, because I can live without Wi-Fi for now. Okay, let's gently put that to the side, put it in our little tray. Okay, which means we now need to remove this battery connector frame. So we're going to do that right over here. Now we'll be able to do this. Lift the charging circuit out. Perfect. Put that to the side. That's glued down. There we go. Glued down with some very sticky glue. Right there. Okay, cool. This is where we're at. We've been able to pull out all of the main components alongside the little battery that was in there, little CMOS, and it looks like this is our new phone cover. I do have a spare battery, which I purchased to go along with this, because I did notice that the screen, like the new screen, which is on this side, where all the frame comes with, did not come with the battery, so we'll be replacing that as well. Now, the two things that we do still need to get are our little tiny infrared sensor, and of course this device here, which I'm still not entirely sure what that is. However, getting those out has proven to be a bit of a challenge. I watched a little tutorial video from a lovely Russian lady, and she explained that you can sort of get your tool under there and sort of pop it out. I have not had any such luck, so I'm genuinely uncertain how I would get the infrared sensor out, and I do want the infrared sensor. I'm a big fan of being able to use this thing as like a remote control. Okay, looks like there is some glue under there. Release it from its earthly bonds and it should snap free. Or ideally not snap free. Ideally come loose of its own volition. Come on, loose. There we go. We got him out. Okay. Probably want to do a little bit of cleanup on this. I'm not sure what it is. Ah, it's a speaker. It's the speaker. Okay. And then our final piece is our little infrared sensor. Allow me to consult the oracle. Okay, in their video, that shit is just loose. It's just floating free. Nothing. Okay, gently, very gently, and with great precision, two things of which I'm definitely known for, we got it out. Okay. Woo! And that right there was the culprit. Little tiny sensor. Okay, the new frame is here, and we need to start adding all the new components in, which means removing the glue for each piece as we go, and then putting in the bits and pieces that we need. And I think I'm going to start in order of the small components that we extracted, and then work our way forward. Which means little guys like this one, little CMOS battery, go right in there. Perfect, he goes right there. A speaker, which I believe faced this way, so there's a little pull tab you can get to. And we can stick that in right over there. Excellent. Just like so. Lovely. Okay, excellent. And now we have our speaker and the securing bracket attached. And my god, I need to get a pedicure, man, or a manicure. Okay, let's do the light sensor next. Okay, lovely. Infrared sensor reinstalled. We've got the CMOS battery back in place. Now we just go back down the list. Also, I suppose we should put in our battery. We can take off these. I believe these are just sticky bits for the banner cable ribbon, right, which is going to live right over here. Is that too short? I feel like that's too short. Because that's a sponge, not a connector. Understood. Okay, and then the battery will go, so we're just going to drop that in right there, give that a nice press. New battery installed. Hell yeah. Okay, now to put together that poor motherboard. Actually, I think we work from the back forward, right? So let's do that again. So, first off, it was this, whatever this is. I'm still not entirely certain. Lovely. There you go. Next up came the charging circuit, along with the accompanying ribbon. Oh, like a glove. Look at that. Hold on, I think we have missed a clip. There we go. Oh, baby. Now we're cooking. Okay, so that little one's got to weave its way back through into here. Okay, let's go ahead and screw all this stuff together.
One
Screw
later.
And then I believe this was the protective bracket that went on top. Yeah, there we go. That seems to have removed the flex. Excellent. Okay. Let's get that all tightened up. We also need to reattach our antenna. They're not in this frame. They're in the other one. Let me go grab them. Oh, black one's longer. I see. There's a joke in there somewhere. Which we will not make. Okay, antenna's reattached, finally. Let's go ahead and install this. Okay, done. Now we get to do the motherboard. Fun! Okay, we reattach the connectors now, just as before. And then we put the motherboard cover back on. Definitely went in a lot easier than it went out. Okay, there we go. It's reassembled for the most part. Oh, only 2 pieces of irreparable damage. The back of the cover, where we smashed it over there, and whichever antenna this is, either Wi-Fi or data. either way, the purpose of replacing the screen was really for two reasons. One, to turn off the alarm that hasn't stopped going off since I broke it. And two, to see if I can recover the photos and stuff on here. So let's go ahead and hold down the power button. Oh, it gave me a buzz. Oh, I see lights. Screen is flashing. Is everything attached? It may be looking for that antenna. Oh! Oh my god! It turned on! Holy shit! We did it! I don't know what I did, but we did it! We did it! Does it respond? It does not respond, but it does turn on. If I hold this down, can I tap for a restart? Alright, so clearly I've missed the connector, and we're going to have to go back and check that out. Let's pull this thing apart again and see if we can get this working. But that's a huge step in the right direction. There was no display before. Okay, when last we left off, we had just managed to turn on the screen, but unfortunately, there's just no response from it, right? It's turning on, but it's not actually active. So I think the best thing we need to do here is to pop this off and make sure everything's attached correctly, as that's probably what's causing the issue right now, or it's possible that maybe the screen just doesn't work and I bought a dud. We've definitely got some separation here on this connector, right there. So I think that might be part of the problem. Let's plug it back in and have a look. So if I hold that in and I turn the phone on, it's definitely coming loose. This ribbon cable it's like just too short. Oh, hold on, I just got a click. Turning on, no failure this time, but still no response to touch. So let's just do a bit of a test here. It's probably not great for it, but if I pop that cable out, does this affect the screen? Let's have a look. So it's on. If I remove the cable, yeah, it immediately goes blank and starts sending errors. Okay, so that is indeed the screen connector. I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe restarting this might fix the problem. So let's just turn it on, and then we're going to hold for a long time here and see if we get a restart. I think if I just hold it for a while, we'll get a forced restart. We'll say the screen is much more vibrant than the original. Although there is this really strange kind of like lensing effect going on. Like if I look at it from a certain angle, there's a very clear like blue. This was allegedly an OLED screen, which I don't think this phone supports. So that's probably not true. We'll find out shortly. The reseller that sold it listed it as functional. So, I mean, do I trust the Chinese businessman? Oh, there we go. Restarting it worked. We're in. There's the Heinz beans I've been waiting years to see. Yes, that is indeed my lock screen. I don't know what else to tell you. Wow, we're in. Wow. It is done. Very nice. Okay, moment of truth. Is my data still there? I mean, the apps are all still here. Let's just check this. And yeah, look at that. We've got our we've got our photos. They're working. It's slow. Really slow. But there it is. Not very nice on this photo, but yeah, there's a shot from Latte Tower. There's Latte Tower. Gallery isn't responding. Oh. Okay, so we're getting lag though. I never had lag before with this device, never at all. There was never any lag issues. This is new. Okay, how's the camera looking? Is that still functional? Yeah? It's laggy. Okay, so something about this setup, I mean, there's a lot wrong with this setup, don't get me wrong, but something about this setup has upset it. So let's see if that antenna I detached was the Bluetooth or something else. No response. There we go. It's very slow. This phone used to be lightning quick. Okay, so we've definitely got some issues there. And it's getting hot. Oh, it's getting very hot. The battery is not getting hot, which is important. But whoa, that is burning hot to the touch, the CPU. Okay, we should turn it off. and get everything reinstalled. I'll give it to Huawei. Like, I don't think this was, like, particularly difficult to repair. I mean, like, I'm bad at it, don't get me wrong. But I don't think they've sort of gone out of their way to make it hard for people to repair their own devices. Like, you definitely need some technical skills, but you can just buy the parts. Like, they are sold by both official sellers and resellers 8 years after this device released. And I mean, a lot of these parts were factory new, right? That is incredible. Like, I mean, what does Apple do? Like, say what you will about Huawei as a company, but that is genuinely pro-consumer practice in the truest sense of the word. It's unfortunately, you know, another major consumer at play here is the data brokers in the Chinese government using your information. This video not sponsored by Delete Me. Starting up a little quicker this time. Oh yeah, way smoother. I think maybe the looking for the fingerprint sensor was freaking it out. And that seems to be a lot better. It's way more responsive. Let's try and set the Bluetooth again, which is what we did last time. Alright, it is picking up Bluetooth devices, so we did not bust the Bluetooth antenna. We have Wi-Fi connection, and I do have data, so I didn't bust the Wi-Fi antenna, which means I must have busted the 5G antenna. That's the only one I can think of, which is fine, because I don't actually plan to use this anymore as a daily driver cell phone. Alright, so then the final piece of our puzzle here is, how hot is this thing? Scalding. Absolutely scalding hot. Okay, so something I've done has irreparably damaged an element of this motherboard. And, ouch! We're definitely going to want to be replacing that. But I think for the most part, a fairly successful transfer. I will be able to at the very least get my... I will at the very least be able to get my images out of here, which is what I really wanted, to get them all on Google Cloud, get them all stowed away. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been an incredibly bad repair of a Huawei Mate 10 Pro. Join us next time if you're interested in fixing the rest of it, where I repair all the damage I've just done. So we fixed the problem that was not my fault, and now we're going to fix all the problems that are. You're all great, and I'm sorry that you were subjected to this video. Bye-bye! You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?